Hi, my name is Akankshya Upadhyay and I am your English instructor. In today's class, we will be learning about how to interpret graphs, charts and diagrams, which is in the 10th unit of our English book. So let's begin. So this is the topic we will be looking at today, interpreting graphs, charts and diagrams. So there are different types of charts and graphs that we will see today. Let me just list some of them here. So first will be the table. So how do we draw a table? This is a table, and here we have a year, which could be 2009, 2010, and 2011. And this column is for the number of students, which is 25,000, 27,000, and 33,000. So these are the number of students who passed their school leaving certificate examinations, the SLC exam, in the following corresponding years. Like 2009, there were 25,000 graduates. In 2010, there were 27,000 pass outs, and in 2011, there were 33,000 pass outs. So another, we are going to represent the same information in a pie chart. Pie chart. So what do we have in a pie chart? We have a pie, a circle, and this is a 360 degrees circle. And here we represent the information in the table in the form of a pie chart, and we divide. As there are 3 years we need to draw in a pie chart, we divide the chart into 3 parts. But how do we divide? Do we divide like this? No. Or like this? No. How do we divide? We need to need the proportion. We need to know the proportion, the actual percentage. So how do we actually take it out? So let's see here. So as I told you, it's a 360 degree chart. So for the year 2009, we have 25,000 students. So we do 25,000 divided by the total number of students. That's 25,000 plus 27,000 plus 33,000. It's 85,000 into 360 for class 9. This is for grade 9, which gives us 105%. So we take this out for class 10, which is 27,000 divided by 85,000 into 360 becomes 115%, and remaining is going to be for the year 2011. So here we plot, we make certain angles. So as we know, this is a 90 degree, this is making a 90 degree, and we have to make it 105, which goes slightly here. So this is 90 and maybe this is 105. Now we need 115, so this makes it 90 degree, and a little bit here makes 115. So you can use a protractor to draw this. This is 105 degree, this is 115, and this is the remaining one. So now we fill the information. This is for 2009, which is 25,000. This is for 2010, and it's 27,000. And this is for the 33,000 in 2011. I suggest you to use a protractor while drawing a pie chart, as maybe you have already learned about how to draw a pie chart in your geometry class. But use protractor for great angles. It does not seem like this covers the maximum portion in this video, but as you can see, this is a freehand sketch, so I couldn't use a protractor here. And this is how we make a pie chart. Now we assume the same data and move towards drawing a bar graph or a bar chart. So here we have x and y axis. So x and y. So the x shows the number of students each year, and let me write it down for you. Let's start from 15,000. So 15,000, 25,000, 35,000, 45,000, and 55,000. And in the x-axis we have the year, which is, we have 2009, 2010, and 2011. So we make a bar diagram, a rectangular bar for 2009, and we have 25,000. So let's try to make it exact. It's 25,000 for 2009. For 2010, we have 27,000. So it's slightly higher or larger than 2009. And then for 2011, we have 33,000, which is again slightly. So now this is a bar diagram, and we will now look at some line graph. Okay. So here we do the same plottings like 2009, 2010, and 2011. And here we have again 15,000, 25,000, 35,000, 45,000. Let's make it till here. Now here we have the difference lies in drawing a bar. The difference between drawing a bar diagram and a line graph is that you create or you draw a rectangular bar in the bar diagram, whereas you just point it in a line graph. Like 2009, it's 25,000, so you point 25,000 here, and 2010 it shows 27,000, so it's slightly above 25, and it goes over here. And 2011 you have 33,000, so 35 is here, then you slightly down, it's 2,000. This is a line graph, okay? You make it a straight line, and the points are representing your data. Now to represent or interpret the diagrams, I have some list of phrases that we can use to describe charts. So let's write. So here's the list of phrases that can be used. Okay. The pie chart is about, you can continue writing about the number of students who pass the yearly SLC exam, or you can say the bar graph deals with, or simply say the line graph clearly shows the increment of the students passing SLC every year. You can say that, or you can write the chart is divided into 3 parts. The first part shows something. The second part shows this. You can just continue. This is the list of phrases from where you can start in your interpretation. You can also write it highlights the increment of the students or anything. You can just continue. There might be a question about which tense to use. You can have difficulties to use tenses. So use of tense. If the chart deals with the facts in present, use simple present. So when do we use simple present? It's when the chart deals with facts in present. Use simple past when the facts are about past. It's simple, right? So use simple past tense when the fact is about the past. And finally, if there is a connection between the present and the past, use present perfect tense, okay? So present perfect when there is a connection between the present and the past. Now, let's interpret a bar diagram. So let's write it down. This is 2011, this is 2009, and this is 2010, and this is a bar diagram, and this is a pie chart. And first, we will introduce what the pie chart is about. So first, we will be writing the introduction. So first part is the introduction. How do you introduce? So let's write it down. The pie chart is about the number of students in The pie chart is about the number of students appearing for the SLC examination yearly. The chart is divided into 3 parts. The information, so here the information is taken from the records of Government of Nepal. So here we are introducing the pie chart, and always remember that the chart we have drawn should be described by making a small table. You know this better than I do because I know that you've already learned this in your geometry class. So we have 2009, 2010 and 2011 with 25,000 students, with 27,000 students and 33,000. So this is the chart representing, this is the information that is referred to while drawing this pie chart. So we first introduce the pie chart. The pie chart is about the number of students appearing for the SLC examination yearly. So what is the chart actually about? We are just describing in a short sentence. Then we further say the chart is divided into 3 parts. So as we have already drawn the chart, now we are moving. How are we drawing it? So it's we have divided the chart into 3 parts. That's 2009, 2010 and 2011, right? So the information is taken from the record of Government of Nepal. We shouldn't be assuming while we are actually interpreting, but right now I am assuming that the information is taken from the Government of Nepal. You can have any other thing over there. So now we move towards giving the message. What we have received from the pie chart. So we can see that, so here we are giving a message that the largest number of students appeared SLC in the year 2011. We saw that from the pie chart. So the highest number of students appearing SLC is 33,000. So we are just writing that it's in the year 2011. Then the second largest number of the students appeared SLC in the year 2010. Continue. There are almost the same number of students appearing SLC in 2009 as that of 2010, which is 25,000, covering 105 degrees in the chart. So you can make it more specific as I did in the third point. You can also add the same thing in the second point. The second largest number of students appeared in the year 2010, covering, you can add this, 115 degrees in the chart. You can say the second largest number of students appeared in SLC in the year 2010, covering 115 degrees in the chart with 27,000 students. So you are mentioning the key points you got to know from the pie chart. And then you finally conclude by saying the conclusion. The number of students appearing SLC exam is increasing every year. So the students are increasing every year, right? We have concluded that by looking at the pie chart, because we know that in 2009 it was just 25,000. In 2010 it grew to 27,000, and in 2011 it went up to 33,000. So we can say that the number of students are increasing, right? So now we will look at some vocabulary. So what do we say for going up the chart? This should be helpful to you. You can say rose, you can say increased, you can say went up or grew. This is for the past tense. You can, for going down, it can be decreased, fell, dropped, declined. You can say it's declining, it's decreasing, it's falling, it's dropping. If you want, you need to use it in your present tense. For no change, you can say it is stayed the same, or it's staying the same. It remains constant, or it's stabilized. Please change the form of verbs. Please change the form of tenses when you use this. When you actually use this in interpreting your graph, because I really don't know if you need to use it in present tense or past or anything right now. So as we have already discussed previously, that when to use which tense, please use it accordingly. If there are small changes, you can say it's growing gently, or you can say it's decreasing gradually, or say slightly. And if it's getting a big change, changing in a huge amount, you can say suddenly the number rose up to 45,000. Or you can say sharply the number of students are growing. You can say steeply, or you can also use dramatically. So this is a list of vocabulary that might be useful to you. Let's go through a chart. So maybe a new child is born. In the y-axis, we have the weight of a child, which starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is the number of weeks. So 0 week, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We want to see each week how much the child is growing. This graph is going to show the weight of a child over a week period. So in first week, how much did he weigh, and how much is he weighing till the 6th week. The y-axis is showing the weight of the child, and the x-axis shows the week. So here, so let's assume this is the chart. So we can see that when the child was born, he weighed, so where is he? So it's a little more than 3, right? So the child weighed a little more than 3 kg. So mention that your weight is in kg. So you continue by saying, as weeks go on, his weight increases. Now also notice that since this line is going straight upwards, we know that the child is growing constantly, right? So since the line is straight, it shows that the weight is growing constantly. So write it down. Since the line goes on straight, we know that his weight is growing constantly. So now we'll have a small question and answer that you need to answer by looking at the graph. So the first question is, what is the weight of the child, of course, at week 3 or the 3rd week? Now let us look at the answer. Let us find an answer. So this is the 3rd week, and we draw a line to go looking for the weight in the y-axis. So here, this is the thing, and we can see that the child's weight is a little more than 5 kgs, right? So we can say 5.5 kg, right? So now we can also predict that what weight is he going to gain at the 10th week, right? So the second question, what will be his weight at 10 weeks time? So now how do we know that? We can see that in the first week his weight was a little bit more than 3 kilos. Now in the second week we can see that his weight is a little bit more than 4 kilos. And in the 3rd week, his weight is a little bit more than 5 kilos. So we can say that his weight is increasing by 1 kilo per week, right? Every week, he grows 1 kg. So in the 6th week, if his weight is, make it a straight line. I'm absolutely sorry for this. Maybe it's somewhere around 7. So we can say that in week 6, if he is 7 kilos, in week 7, 7 plus 1 is 8. In 9th week, it's 10. And in 10th week, it's 11. Why did we come up to this conclusion? Because in the 3rd week, he was 5.5. In the 2nd week, he was 4.5. And in the 1st week, he was 3.5. That makes 1 kilo of increment per week. So when he is in the 6th week, we know by the graph that he was 7 kilos. Then he must be 11 kilos when he goes to 10th week. The answer is 11 kg. So in this way, we can interpret the graph. Now we have another graph, the bar graph. And again, I'll show you how ridiculous I can draw. Oh, this becomes straight now. Now we are going to show the numbers here. The y-axis shows the numbers 20, 30, 40. And in the x-axis, we show the favorite color of children. How many children really like red color? So it's 20. How many like yellow color? So in the x-axis, we have the students with their favorite colors as red, yellow, in between red, yellow, and blue. Whereas in the y-axis, we have the number of students, right? So a bar graph, as the pie chart, always refers to the chart of information and gives a visual representation of the info in the picture. So it's with red, yellow, and blue. So red, it's 20, yellow, it's 30, and blue is 37. Okay, so these are the number of students whose favorite colors are like in the corresponding chart. So number of students we can interpret by this graph. We can first introduce about what the graph actually is, the bar diagram actually is, and we can describe a little bit about bar diagram, saying that it's a visual representation of information, and maybe we can say the number of students, the number of children who choose red as their favorite color is, so let's look at here, must be 20. Also, we can say that the number of children who choose yellow as their favorite color is 30. And finally, the number of children who choose blue as their favorite color is 37. So in this way, we are interpreting this chart. Now we will see one last example of another diagram, which is the line graph. We will be looking at a graph. So line graph has multiple lines, which by now you know that I'm very poor at drawing, and we have, just like before, red, yellow, and blue. So here, this axis, this is a color. The x-axis contains color, and y has the number of children. So it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. For now, we don't need more than that. So we know that the children with red color as their favorite is 20, with yellow as their favorite color is 30, and blue as their favorite color is 37, which must be here somewhere around there. And since this is a line graph, we just join them with a line. So here. So this is a line graph. As you can see, line graph does not have rectangular bars. They do not contain rectangular bars, but they have these points. These little points represents the information. So red represents 20. The point over here represents the red color with 20 students, 20 children. The point over here represents yellow color with 30 children, and here it represents blue color with 37 children, right? So little points on the graph, and we just connect them to each other. In this way, we draw a line graph, and then we begin by interpreting it just like we did it before. So introduce, then give the message, then conclude. So here we will conclusion. We can conclude that children like blue the most, and just continue writing. This is all for today's class. If you have any questions, any comments, or anything that you would like to share with us, please feel free to write to us at learning@deerwalk.edu.np. Thanks for watching.